Hello, friends. Today I want to explore a topic that most of us feel deeply in our lives, but very few of us actually stop to break down: the difference between love and respect. These two words are often used together, sometimes even interchangeably, but if you look closer, they are not the same thing at all. In fact, they often come from very different places in our hearts and minds. Now, here's the interesting part. Many of us think we have some control over whether people love us or respect us, but the truth is you don't. You cannot demand love, and you cannot demand respect. Both are given freely by others based on how they perceive you. Love usually flows toward people we find relatable, approachable, maybe even vulnerable. Respect, on the other hand, usually moves upward. We respect people who seem to be standing on a higher ground than us, whether in knowledge, skill, wisdom, or strength of character. Let me put it in simple terms. Think about kids. Parents love their children deeply, unconditionally even. But do they respect them? Not really. They don't look at their toddler and say, "Wow, I admire your discipline and wisdom." Instead, they love them because they are connected, dependent, and relatable. Flip it around and you see the reverse. Kids respect their parents long before they ever truly love them. Why? Because when you're small, your parents feel larger than life. They provide, they protect, and they seem to know everything. Respect flows naturally upward. Another example: imagine you have a close friend. The two of you laugh together, share secrets, spend time just being silly. That's love in action. Not necessarily romantic love, but affection, comfort, connection. But if that same friend suddenly starts showing amazing discipline, let's say they start a business from scratch or they train hard and win a marathon, something shifts. You begin to admire them. That admiration is respect. You see them as someone standing on slightly higher ground, someone you could learn from. Now, let's take a situation from daily life. Suppose you really care about someone, so you go out of your way to do things for them, buying gifts, helping them out, making sacrifices. That's love. But then imagine this person starts imitating your habits. They try to work the way you do, speak the way you do, maybe even treat you the same way you treat them. What's driving that imitation? It's not love, it's respect. They're not afraid of losing your affection, they're afraid of falling behind the standard you set. Respect at its core carries a quiet fear in it, the fear of not measuring up when you're compared to someone you look up to. This is why respect can never truly go downward. You cannot respect someone you see as being below your own level of ability or understanding. It doesn't matter if that person is kind or lovable. You might cherish them, but you won't admire them. Respect, by definition, looks upward, and that upward gaze carries both admiration and a little bit of intimidation. Now, you might ask, but what about love? Doesn't it also come with fear? The answer is yes, but of a very different kind. Love isn't about being compared or measured, it's about being held and accepted. True love is selfless. It's about joy in small surprises, comfort in shared silence, and a willingness to give without keeping score. It's not rooted in fear of losing position, but rather in fear of losing connection. That's why parents fear losing their children's affection, why partners fear drifting apart. It's about the bond, not the hierarchy. So here comes the tension most people struggle with. What if you want both? What if you want someone to love you and also respect you? At first glance, it seems simple. You just become lovable and admirable at the same time. But life rarely works like that. Imagine someone respects you deeply, maybe because you're disciplined, talented, or successful. If you suddenly try to be goofy, approachable, and overly friendly, they might laugh with you, but deep inside, both of you know it's a facade. The respect is still there, but the love doesn't automatically appear. On the other side, love can be faked on the surface. You can act kind, put on a friendly face, crack jokes, and win affection for a while. But deep down, true love can't be manufactured. It needs selflessness and genuine connection. Respect, however, is different. It can be cultivated through discipline, through mastery of your craft, through consistency in your actions. People will begin to respect you whether they want to or not. You can't fake respect because respect responds only to reality. Think about teachers you've had in school, the ones who tried too hard to be cool and friendly. You probably liked them, maybe even loved being in their class. But did you respect them? Did you feel a sense of awe toward their knowledge or character? Maybe not. On the other hand, the teacher who was strict but deeply knowledgeable, you might not have loved them in the beginning, but over time you respected them, and that respect stayed with you long after you left their class. This brings us to a powerful realization. Love and respect rarely live in perfect balance. In most relationships, one is stronger than the other. Sometimes you are loved but not respected, like a parent adored by their kids but not admired for their discipline. Sometimes you are respected but not loved, like a boss who commands authority but never warmth. The sweet spot, of course, is when both exist together. But to reach that, you need both the vulnerability that creates love and the mastery that creates respect. So to sum it all up, love is about connection, warmth, and selfless giving. Respect is about comparison, admiration, and often a little fear. Love looks sideways or downward. It thrives on relatability. Respect looks upward. It thrives on excellence. You cannot control either directly, but you can nurture the qualities that inspire them. And if you truly want both, then your path is clear. Be approachable enough to be loved, but disciplined enough to be respected. That's the paradox of human relationships. We crave love from those who respect us and respect from those who love us. But the truth is, you don't always get to choose. What you can choose, though, is to build yourself into the kind of person who can carry both with grace.